What's up, guys? Winter Kills, and we are back with another video. And today I'm here with a little interesting video, I guess I could put it that way. It's just a little tip video, I guess. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word of choice. So basically, with Nekroz coming out in the very, very near future, like probably the end of this week is probably when it'll be released in the set Secret Forces. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little head up on some of the really good cards that you're going to want to have in your side deck when playing them. So if you're like me and don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the Nekroz set, which I do believe will be very expensive, unfortunately, because it's a deck that I do wish to play. It seems like it'll be a lot of fun and extremely different from everything that's out in the meta right now. And I feel like it'll be fairly good. As good as everybody's hyping it to be, I'm not sure exactly. We'll just have to see how it plays out with Burning Abyss and Shaddoll still being very powerful decks, as well as Infernoid and Cliffort. So, and I just want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up on some of the best cards to have in your side deck to be able to take down Nekroz. And the first card we have here is Spell Cancer, level 5 Insect. So basically this is your basic sub-in for your Fiends in your side deck. However, I still do have the Vanity's Fiend in the side deck because it's very good against the deck, because mainly their major plays are from special summons. But Spell Cancer basically says as long as this card remains face-up on the field, all spell cards cannot be activated. The effects of all face-up spell cards are also negated. So this card is very, very strong against Nekroz because unlike Vanity's Emptiness and stuff like that, this takes a lot more for them to invest to get over it. You know, while having only 1800 attack, it's not very strong as a monster, but when you think about it this way, if Nekroz won't be able to ritual summon, if you're able to get a successful tribute summon playing Burning Abyss or something, to be able to special out a BA monster, tribute it for this, and then pass turn, you know, Nekroz really does not have an out to this card unless they have some sort of trap card, I guess, because most of the, and it's funny I say that because most of the Nekroz builds that I do know of are playing trapless builds because traps aren't the best right now unless you're siding them, of course, but they have to invest a lot more to get over this because most of their normal summons, either whether it be a Gishki Chain, which I know has 1800 attack, so they'll have to crash into this. The Manju and Senjus, of course, will not be able to get over this, and any of their bigger summons require the use of a spell card. So they really can't get over this card unless they invest a lot more into it, which obviously makes them use more resources and U plus a little more. Next we have the Lightning Rod Lord, the new card that came out in Secrets of Eternity. Neither player can activate spell cards during main phase 1. I'm sure you get the point of why that's a very good card to have. Next we have Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler will be a really strong card, I feel like, in the upcoming meta for decks like Shaddoll and BA to be playing. However, questionable, but most of the times in the Nekroz player's best turn will be, you know, summoning the Manju, summoning the Senju, getting that critical effect. You know, I feel like Effect Veiler will be very helpful, and as well as even for, you know, the Brian X, the Trishes, all their effects, you know, being able to stop that with an Effect Veiler is always nice. Next we have Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend, obviously a very strong card. Not being able to special summon, there's not much they can do to get over this card except for Raigeki or, you know, using a lot of their power cards to get over it, to invest. Next, we have Shared Ride. So basically, this is going to be like the new Maxi against Nekroz, in my opinion. So basically, after this card resolves, each time your opponent adds cards from their deck or graveyard to their hand this turn, except by drawing them, you basically get to draw a card. So basically Maxi, but better against Nekroz. They do a lot of searching from deck first turn. They pitch a lot of stuff from grave. They pitch a lot of stuff to grave to add stuff out of grave back to hand. So obviously they'll either be forced to play through the Shared Ride and, you know, get wrecked next turn if they can't kill you. But this will be a very, very powerful side deck card for the Nekroz matchup. And as you can see already, the price is kind of getting up there, about at average price about $8 a piece, which if I do recall has gotten a little higher than it, you know, usually was beforehand. I do have I picked up 2 copies just recently, just in case to have them. And this card right here is the Diamond in the Rough. I'm sure a lot of you people may not be too familiar with this card. So this is Mirror of the Ice Barrier, quick play spell card. So basically, during this turn, each time a card is removed from your hand, graveyard, and or field, so like any of those combinations, you flip this and basically you do the opposite to your opponent, and you banish 2 from their hand, field, and graveyard. So when your opponent goes to summon the Trishula, after they banish stuff out of your hand, field, and graveyard, you chain this, banish 2 off their field, 2 out of their hand, and 2 out of this graveyard. This card is absolutely amazing. I made sure to order 3 copies of this. This card will be so strong for that Trishula problem, which I'm sure is everybody's worried about, is that Trishula is now somewhat back in the game, and this will be a very strong card to have sided against it. I'm so stoked to have this card in my side deck. We'll just have to see how good it plays out. However, I do feel like it'll be a very strong card, because having them lose a lot of advantage like this, you know, having this turned against them will be pretty funny to see how that turns out. Next, we have the anti-spell Fragrans. I saw a lot of OCG decks playing this in the main, just because Nekroz is huge over there right now, and if it gets that way, you know, over here like it did over there, I feel like this card will be a very strong card to play main board, much like Vanity's Emptiness, or like a huge card in the side deck. Next we have Mistake. Same concept with Shared Ride, is basically your opponent can't add cards in the deck of the hand, which will stop a lot of their plays. And lastly, a little personal tech of mine is Imperial Iron Wall. Nekroz does do a lot of searching off, you know, like Rhodas and the Colossus and stuff, but they also can search out of a graveyard, and that is by banishing a ritual spell card and another Nekroz. So basically, if they can't do this, you know, they can't continue their plays, and it's also really good against the Trishula, you know, because if they can't banish cards from hand, field, and grave, obviously cards cannot be banished at all, so that effect will just not be able to work. So yeah, those are all the major side deck cards I have for Nekroz. Let me know how these guys, if this helps at all for you guys. Let me know what you guys think on my choices. Go ahead and leave your suggestions in the comment section below if you guys have any little gems that you have ready to side against this deck. And let me know if you guys think the hype is going to be able to live up to what it's actually been. You know, in my opinion, I feel like, you know, BA is the Dragon Ruler, and here comes Spellbooks. Just based on the play style, you can kind of get what I'm going at here. You know, BA being the Dragon Rulers, Nekroz being the Spellbooks. I don't know, I get that kind of vibe. I don't know if you do, but go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed or thought this was helpful. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support is always appreciated here. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.